You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
It's crazy because like I've noticed the game and I still buy into it, right? Mm-hmm. And exclude Marvel because it's comic book, right? And I know Star Wars has its book origin, so a literature origin. So I'm not oblivious to that. But one thing I noticed that they take one character and extrapolate their story.
Yes.
And give you side characters, side plots, and it never takes away from the bigger overarching theme, right? Because you can never make something happen in those films that didn't happen,
right?
But we can insinuate some stuff, like, and that's the game. Right. Can you be mad at that?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm like that. How you gonna give us an Obi-Wan Kenobi story, like a backstory? Like, that's a big thing on Disney Plus. But Mandalorian, I think Mandalorian is present day. I'm not sure. I watched it and then I kind of got away from it, so I don't really. I think I was still season 1, so I don't really understand what's going on.
And the crazy thing about it is the fact, so like Obi-Wan Kenobi has been a character since the beginning of Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
But 30, how many of a years later, now you're actually telling the backstory of that one character, which is insane.
They did the Han Solo movie.
Yeah, right.
2-3 Christmases ago, something like that.
Right, they did that.
The Rogue One.
All being able to do all of that so many years later is like crazy. And apparently, and I'm not a big Star Wars guy.
Me either.
But from the Star Wars community, a lot of those movies and projects were actually really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, it depends, right? Because some people hate the merger. Like I actually see a lot of Disney, like Mickey Mouse, like memes inside the Star Wars stuff. So that has to only mean that you hate that Disney has kind of taken over the reins of it. When I see stuff like that,
probably, but those same individuals are still consuming the content.
Listen, when I think Star Wars has a film every Christmas or around that time,
yes, sir, and
they still sell regardless of what the critics say. Like, they still do their numbers pretty well, too. Like, Rogue One was literally about a rebellion that didn't work in between some shit. Like they made a story about a movie in between some shit.
And it's crazy because the ending of Rogue One.
And I still haven't seen the film. This is just what I know.
Same. The ending of Rogue One literally goes directly into the beginning of Empire Strikes Back, which is the very first Star Wars movie that ever came out.
Oh.
Like, literally, shot for shot.
Oh, okay.
See, and I haven't seen it, but I know that's how it ends.
Oh, that's actually pretty dope, I guess.
So if you think about it, Empire Strikes Back, literally the beginning of that movie, which came out in 70 whatever, they took that moment at the beginning of that movie and made a completely separate movie based on that particular moment.
That's actually pretty hard. I can't hate on that.
Like, right?
Because we always get to these points where we watch films and you kind of want to know that little nuance before the film actually started, especially if it's not like a complete, like, oh, your main character was born right here and we're going to talk about their life. Like, it's little subtle stuff that you kind of like, hey, I would kind of like to know that. And they're doing it. And that's kind of like with the Buzz Lightyear film, which I'm actually kind of intrigued to watch.
Me too.
I want to watch this shit. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Time out. Y'all done made a toy, a real person, and we finna go on missions and all that. Like,
time travel, all that shit.
But with all things.
Oh, no, I'm listening. I'm 100% watching it.
But it's still nasty. It's still nasty, but it's like you taking like this one character in a beloved franchise. Toy Story is definitely one up there, when you're talking about animated films.
Hey, man.
But it's like,
why not?
Get his own live action.
Why not?
This is crazy.
See, and now I'm hoping they, like, this movie's going to come out. The movie's going to do what it do. But at the end of that movie, I hope they have some type of transition of him becoming a toy. Like, that would be so fire. Because then it goes right into Toy Story.
Hey, man, the way things are going right now, a lot of these movies that I'm like low key hyped about, like this and Jurassic Park, which really don't. I'm not going to give it Friday night attention like a Marvel film or something like that. But definitely $5 Tuesday, which is a thing here. $5 Tuesday for sure. Like I'm definitely going to pull up on seeing both of those.
All right, since we talking about movies, I know you saw the Winnie the Pooh horror joint.
Man, look, man, I got nothing. I got nothing. Hey, yo, like, leave Winnie the Pooh alone. Like, we go live action this thing. That's cool. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, every animated joint, we have seen that animated movies can be made into live action and for the most part can be successful.
I think Winnie the Pooh was a live action movie too.
It was?
I think it was called Christopher Robin. I think that was the name.
You might be on something. I don't know.
Hold on.
But still, it's just, with that being said, it's just like, oh, now we flipping. Hey, man, we can't be at this point where we're making Winnie the Pooh a murderer, man.
Listen,
excuse me.
I'm gonna watch when it comes on streaming. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna be off the edible too.
This is wild. It's wild to think about.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to look this up to see. Yeah, Christopher Robin.
Oh, see? Well,
came out in 2018.
I
didn't watch it.
Sounds like Ted. Like
it looked like Ted.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like Ted.
Ted was funny.
Ted was wild.
Ted was so good they made the second one.
I think that's what happened, man. Ted, we seen it. Like Paddington Bear didn't get us here. It was Ted. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. That's pretty damn funny. No, I'm gonna go see this horror joint, and it's crazy because what I heard was the Winnie the Pooh trademark like ran out and somebody like swooped and got it.
Oh, that's,
and now
that's even nasty.
That's why they're able to make this movie. That's insane, ain't it?
That's nasty. Oh my God, nasty work.
Yeah, man. But yeah, you want to get to it?
Yeah, man. What's
right,
man?
Welcome to Oversaturated, the podcast where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 147.
147 Sergeant Segway this week.
Let's get it. New listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated the Podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the Podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. And if you want to follow us individually, I am the Mind of Ralph on Instagram and Twitter.
On Twitter, I'm JON2_B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Holla at us.
Yes, sir. Johnny, my brother.
My guy.
What's going on, man?
Man, we was talking off mic, and you already know my situation, man. My body is failing me, man. I was telling Ralph, like, I haven't been a full week this whole year without like something on my body hurting. Right now it's my shoulder. It's crazy. It's crazy out here, man. So I'm just dealing with that, and you know, life.
Yeah, man.
Life. How was Memorial Day? You and the wife just kick it? Y'all ain't do nothing?
It was a blur.
You got nothing?
I got nothing. I got nothing. I don't know what I did. What did I do? Like, I don't know. Stay in the bed. Like, it was Monday. Like, I just had a day off. Like,
Yeah,
that's pretty much what it was. I didn't pull up to nobody's cookout, nobody's function. I'm washed in that way. I'm washed when I can't even make it to the barbecue. Like, I can't make it to the cookout.
I mean, if you don't feel like it, see, we're at an age now where it's like we really don't have to do nothing. I mean, we've always had the option, but now it's like, bro, I'm good.
I am straight. Like, I just want to sit in the house, and if nobody makes any announcements about anything,
I'm gonna be right
I'll
here.
be right here, and that's totally fine with me. I just enjoyed my day off and had a long but very short work week, if that makes sense. Like, it was them 4 days hit hard.
Every time we have like a holiday off on a Monday or something, those next 4 days seem insane. It happens every time.
Yes.
Literally every time.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do.
We about to spend the block on Juneteenth. We gonna see how that work, you know.
Hey, I'm off that day, so.
Oh yeah, me too. Well, you know, it's a federal holiday.
It's a federal holiday,
so most of everybody should be off, but we'll see how that works. I don't think, you know, everybody should be off for that day. It's only certain race of people, independence.
Facts though. Have you seen the nastiness from the corporations with like the Juneteenth?
Well, hey, this is what happens when you make this a federal holiday. It's up for grabs. So can I say that I understand both sides of it? Like, it's nasty. Like, it's another like I can't get hypersensitive about them exploiting Juneteenth when they exploit Cinco de Mayo, they exploit St. Patrick's
Pride
Day. Those
Month,
are
all that
right.
shit.
Those are ethnic holidays,
Yep.
regardless of how we feel about them.
Yep.
Like you'll see us out in our green t-shirts. No, none of, just because your last name is McCullough don't mean you're Irish, my boy. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
I mean, but facts. Though. I mean, it's real.
All
It's
right,
real.
then. And then we all like tequila and tacos, but that's very stereotypical of what that day means to a certain demographic of people. So I can't get mad at Walmart for making real vivid ice cream. Actually, I welcome it. I probably would have got some if I.
The only reason that I'm against it is because they literally copied the exact recipe from a black woman that's been selling the same shit.
Okay, touche.
Outside of that,
Touche. Like I can't get mad at it because
Yeah.
it's a federal holiday. It's like I said, you see St. Patrick's Day, you seen Cinco de Mayo.
yep. Yeah,
Every
man.
other holiday is exploited, so we are
we
not
no exception.
exempt.
And if anybody's gonna be exploited, you know it's gonna be black people.
Facts.
So definitely should have seen this coming.
Big
It
fact.
only didn't happen last year because the shit got passed as a federal holiday at the last minute.
Facts.
That's why you didn't see it last year. So
Facts.
for real.
Facts.
So I mean,
Hey yo, that's pretty wild.
get used to it, right?
Right.
Damn, that's insane.
That's funny.
Yeah, but nothing else too much going on, man. I'm just here dealing with the aches and pains
Man.
of living.
30 plus, they didn't
They didn't prepare us for this
yeah.
at all. They didn't.
Exactly.
They didn't. And I'm just going to take this chance to reiterate: black men and black women, find a primary care physician. Go get your annual checkups. If anything is going on in your body, go get it looked at. Don't wait till the last minute.
Yeah, get proper health insurance too. That's one thing we don't know and we still learning. And I've just been fortunate to be in positions to where I learned the ins and outs of health insurance and how it works and how it doesn't work. But make sure you know about that.
Yeah.
Especially if you like, it's one thing when you have you, but if you have a wife, you have children, or a husband and children, or like somebody that depends on you for these things, or you have an elderly person that's up for Medicare and things like that, you need to know those things.
And the company that you work for, or however you get your insurance, they should have some type of correspondence or a website or somebody you can call to help you understand the type of insurance that you have.
Yeah.
Understand your co-pays, understand if you have to pay a certain percentage, after your co-pay kicks in. Like there are people and utensils there to help you understand the type of insurance that you have. So definitely check all of that information out. Seriously.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Man.
I can stay here all day and talk about this, but
Yeah,
now,
right.
let's get to it, man. Off the dome.
Off
man.
the dome. Let's do it.
I got you.
Okay.
Summer hasn't officially started, but it's the unofficial summer because Memorial Day is passed, right?
Right.
Cookout season, barbecue season, family reunion season is upon us. Johnny, they pass you the aux cord. You got to get the party started.
Damn.
What's the song that you're playing to get it popping?
To get it popping?
For everybody.
Damn, see, that's
I
what
know.
I was about to ask. I was like,
yeah.
yeah.
You gotta get.
What function is it? It's
Yeah.
everybody.
Like,
this grandma,
this
grandma, this the cousins,
Yeah,
this everybody.
Well, hold on. Well, it depends on what function we talking about. I get what you mean. I was thinking family reunion, but if you're at a cookout function, there's more so people in your demo, those type of things. So it's
so this is like
What-
the cousins part. This
Yeah.
is people in my age group.
yeah, you can say that.
Okay. Actually, I think I'm gonna still go with the same joint. If we had the cookout, we, everybody talking, laughing, playing dominoes and spades and all that. I think I'm gonna play Before I Let Go.
Okay.
Not the Beyonce version, the original. The original.
I agree. That's cool. That's cool.
What you got?
My answer. I'm thinking more so like I got Big Mama, Auntie, all them out there. Plus everybody from them down to little Tyreek or whoever child is out there. But I was gonna say right. I was gonna say Luther Vandross, Never Too Much.
Okay. No, I fool with that.
That's a universal black song that everybody can vibe to.
Agreed. So. Okay, I'm taking it a step further. All right, we got the playlist going. Everybody already eating and all that. It's time for the dancing portion. What's the first slide you playing?
Oh, the first slide.
Because you know the slide's coming.
Well, I'm not sure of anybody outside of St. Louis. I don't know how big this is, so maybe St. Louis, Chicago can definitely recognize this. But the Mariah Carey fantasy joint,
Yes.
Let the people have that. They got it.
First of all, I actually like this. I learned that slide. I think in college. I think maybe. If you do it enough times, I feel like you can lose weight because it's a lot of movement. But it's fun though.
It's cardio.
It's fun though. So yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So for my off the dome, this has actually been. I guess I'll get into the backstory of this after I ask.
Okay.
So, what black movie have you not seen that would get your black card revoked by the masses?
I'm thinking.
I know this might be a little difficult for Ralph because he's like the movie connoisseur. So.
Yeah, I've seen damn near all of them. This will be really difficult. Like, 'cause I think I've seen damn near all of them. If you gave me like a list of 50, I've probably seen 48, 49. So it's like,
yeah,
it depends. Like, which, I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Well,
I honestly don't.
I'll give my answer.
Okay.
My answer is The Color Purple.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I've had numerous conversations, over the course of actually my life, but it's been happening a lot more recently.
Yeah.
And they just like, what? You never seen Color Purple? No, I haven't. I feel like I've seen like clips or bits and pieces, but I've never seen the entire movie. Like I wouldn't be able to tell you what the hell the movie's about.
Oh damn.
Yeah, like it's like that.
Okay. Well, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
My black card revoked. You can't revoke my damn black card. Look at me.
I'm really trying to sit and think of a black film that I have not seen. Mm-hmm. And this is not me like trolling. Like I really don't.
No, I figured.
I've probably seen damn near all.
I figured.
I'm trying to figure.
I'm just trying to see.
Throw one out there. Like give me an actress or something that's always in a black film. Then I can probably narrow it down.
Mm-hmm. The first person that came to mind is Angela Bassett.
No, I think I've seen all her films.
Super throwback, Pam Grier.
Well, I mean, if you want to go Foxy Brown or some shit, yeah.
Okay, they don't really count. That was before I talked.
Like,
they don't count.
Black exploitation films. Like I haven't seen those. Like I haven't seen all of those. I haven't seen the Mac.
For us, that wouldn't count because those were
like
before
we talking pretty much anything like late '80s to present.
Yeah, basically.
I've probably seen 48 out of 50.
Anything with the Wayans, Keenan Ivory, Marlon, Damon,
all them.
All
those.
Damn. In my brain, I'm going to try to revisit this throughout the episode.
Oh no, that's fine.
I'm gonna try.
Just ask me. Like I'm like, I haven't seen this. I guarantee you that.
Nah, that's what's up. But yeah, man. So let us know what movie that you haven't seen will get your black card revoked.
Yes, sir. And OS Gang, if you are past the aux court at the cookout, family reunion, or function, what's the first song you're going to play to get that party cracking? Let us know. Hey, OS Gang, what's up? We got a few topics here on the docket. I don't know where to start, man. Like, where you want to start? Like, man, we got a few things.
We all over the place, bro.
We are actually all over the place.
Like, for real.
We can go... I don't know. Did you want to go CyHi and get that out the way, or kind of save that?
Well, yeah, let's do it. Let's get to CyHi.
Hey, CyHi the Prince jumped out there with a few bars on LA Leakers and kind of got the internet ablaze. Well, first he started with the shot at Joe Budden that was trash and unnecessary, from my opinion. But whatever. But CyHi, he dropped his I would say long-awaited EP for maybe the fans of him on Apple Music EGOT on this past Friday. Johnny, what did you think about first the LA Leakers freestyle and the EP? Yeah.
So first of all, the LA Leakers freestyle that CyHi just put out was phenomenal. Like,
go find that. It's on his Instagram page.
It's on his Instagram page. You can also just type in CyHi LA Leakers on YouTube.
Yep.
Like, you can find it. It's out there.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. This is the CyHi we've been missing since 2017 when his last joint came out. Man, listen, so many quotables. Like, I feel like every other line was like a quotable line.
Yeah,
like,
it was.
Listen and silent is the same word, just misspelled. Like that. Man's got bars. Man's got bars.
Yeah.
And for the past, I would say, month or so, he's been teasing his new album. So he did just put out the EP, but he's doing like all of this promo run for his album. So the EP is called EGOT. It's called EGOT the EP, but I also think the album is like Story of EGOT or something like that. So getting to the EP, Let me hear your thoughts on it first.
I just wanted more because it was just okay.
Okay, so we kind of on the same page here. First, so when I first downloaded it, I looked at how many tracks it was and looked at how long it was. 4 tracks, 20 minutes. I was like, wait, that's kind of long, ain't it? So like average each song is 5 minutes.
Pretty much.
And listening to these songs, they should have been shorter. I feel like if they were shorter, they might have been better. And my favorite song on here, I think, is Slide.
Oh, with Big Bang?
Yeah. And I don't know. I didn't feel much when I was listening to this. I mean, with some bars here and there you catch. It's like, oh, okay, that was hard. But as music, as I'm listening to the songs, it's like I need more out of the songs.
Yeah, CyHi can rap his ass off. There's no question about that. Now it always comes down to how can you make a song? Like that's always what it boils down to. And CyHi has never been a loss of words when it comes to actually constructing bars, ghostwriting for your phase, as he alleged. I know who he wrote for Kanye. I can't speak for nobody else. Who else out here getting CyHi to Prince bars? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's very possible. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like taken aback when people like this are so dope and they really can't construct good songs to me. Like that bothers me in a way. So I don't know. And CyHi is one of my favorites, but I mean, we're talking about all time or top 10, or he's nowhere near it. Like what I'm saying? Like he's just, and that's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? I love CyHi. He just falls into the bucket of cats that rap, and that's it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And again, coming off of the 2017 album, No Dope on Sundays, which, correct me if I'm wrong, that was his debut album, right? I mean, he put out, hella mixtapes before.
Yeah.
But I'm expecting No Dope on Sundays-esque music when it comes to this new album. So, and to name your shit EGOT, like, we know what the EGOT is, so it's like, I'm expecting some immaculate storytelling. I'm expecting great things from the album. Yeah. And if this EP is like any consideration for what the album would be, I'm not that excited for it.
You know what this reminds me of, and correct me if I'm wrong, and this is just my POV. It's kind of like listening to a Royce album in a way. Royce can rap, but when he constructs songs, like, it's a lot of storytelling and introspection. Those bars don't necessarily hit on the album, like, because they're trying to do something else, and maybe that's what this is.
I can see that.
Because, like, remember what you felt like when you listened to the Book of Ryan the first time.
Yes.
Like, Book of Ryan it's a good, strong album. Like, it's not bad, but you're not getting the ferocious bars that you're used to when you get these one-off freestyles.
And, man, that's an interesting thing, because it's like, I guess in today's time, how do you construct a good rap song while rapping? Because a lot of the newer artists today, They make music off vibes. And so
technically, this is a vibe. It's just in a different way.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Something about it didn't catch me. I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't stick in that way. Like, I mean, I find myself listening to it because I want to like it, but it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. The songs that he constructed, they go together. Like, this is a complete EP, if that makes sense.
And see, I slightly disagree. The first and second songs, I think, should have been swapped. I don't think he should have led in with that first song, Extra. I didn't think that was like a good lead song or intro, if you will. I think Help Me God should have been the first song and then went to Extra. And I think maybe that would have felt a little better. I don't know. But let me ask you this. Do you think hearing that freestyle and then listening to this right after affected the way you received this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, I mean, I think the same thing, but I was wondering if we was on the same page with that. So, yeah, man. That freestyle was so fire. That freestyle was so fire, man.
This freestyle was colder than anything on this album.
It's just, I don't know.
Like, these songs have some substance. Like, I like the songs with Jacquees. Like, I think it was pretty good, but it's just
something. I feel like something is missing. I feel like something out of this is missing.
More songs to balance it out.
Right.
That's what it is.
Well, shoot. Well, first of all,
like, I think, like I said, like, I still think it's complete, but it's just like it left me wanting more. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case.
Yeah. I hope none of these songs are on the album.
Yes.
I hope it's a completely new, track list of songs. I hope the songs on the album are not 5 minutes long. I hope we get good hooks, good storytelling, good bars, and good production. I hope we get, I hope we get all of that. Sometimes one is missing, but I hope we get all of that from CyHi because it's been 5 years since the last album.
That is very true. So, and then he went through a lot of personal stuff, which we'll probably get to on this album.
Right. Which I'm cool with. Like I want to hear the story of,
Yeah.
So yeah.
But nah, man, just like he went up there and blessed LA Leakers, which is a hip hop platform. But let's talk about this, man. Nori came out and was talking about how hip hop platforms kind of are missing their A-list stars because they go to these other mainstream platforms and neglect these other platforms. And it looked like it may have been like backlash from Cardi B being on the Letterman show, which is technically a Netflix streaming show. So how do you feel about like our hip hop A-listers going to other mainstream platforms and not, utilizing the Breakfast Club, $1 million worth of game and other places, or even Drink Champs,
Yeah. So I think I kind of see both sides here. From Nori's perspective, it's like today, like in 2022, like Ralph just mentioned, we have some very, very dope black hip hop media outlets, which is a very niche thing, right?
Yeah.
We got Joe Budden. Hell, we got Charlamagne the God. We got $1 million worth of game. We got Nori. Like, this is something we didn't have 5-6 years ago. Exactly. And all four of these platforms are, hell, even oversaturated. But all of these platforms reach the black masses. Now, yes, they do get out to, other demographics as well, but these are for the culture. Like, these platforms are for the culture, and they speak directly to us. They speak how we speak. Like, we can connect with them. So I understand why Nori feels the way he feels about our black elite hip-hop artists like Cardi, like Meg, that don't come to our platforms to talk to us. I understand that because it makes perfect sense. Now, from the artist perspective, if we're talking specifically right now about Cardi B has transcended. I feel like Cardi B has transcended what hip hop is. Cardi B has so many different brand deals. She got a Facebook TV show. She hosted whatever one of the not hosted, but she was a judge of one of the hip hop shows on Netflix. Like, she has done many things that have transcended what hip hop is. So I can almost see her saying coming to these specific platforms wouldn't be enough for her at the star power that she has now.
Yeah,
I can see her saying that. Not saying that's right or wrong, but I can see her saying that. But also with that, she can still do the David Lettermans, but she can also go to Joe. She can go to Nori. Like, she has the range to do both. Yeah. So I don't understand. Well, I guess from Nori's perspective, he doesn't understand why she can't do both. Because she gonna continue to get her brand deals, do all the fashion weeks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So from his perspective, I guess he doesn't understand why she can't do both.
Well, it's nuance and balance, right? The nuance of it all is like you're talking about an A-list celebrity that can virtually go to any platform that they choose, or their team lines them up with certain platforms. Like Today Show, if you go on Today Show, we know what that was. Like, you going on David Letterman on Netflix. Like, I love David Letterman, like, because I grew up on him, just watching him on Tonight Show. Right. So I get the vibes. Like, I know what that is. Oh, yeah. But like you said, we didn't have this 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Facts.
Your reach was only going to those mainstream platforms. That was your POV trying to get there. Now we have platforms, like you said, that reach to us as a demographic, that understand us, that speak the way that we speak. So why not just go to them when you ain't got nothing going on? Like, if you don't want to just use it for an album rollout. Like, you're not going to David Letterman for an album rollout. That's if you're Cardi B, you don't have to. Like, you're going there to specifically talk about family, your upbringing, like those type of things. Like, you're getting into that bag. Now, if I can push back a little bit, I'm not sure how many people are actually good interviewers.
Okay.
Now, that's the other thing.
No, that's
we
good
just
point.
go sit here and talk shit because you're a hip hop platform. No, there's only a certain amount or elite hip hop journalists that can actually interview Angie Martinez, Sway, Charlamagne,
I'm putting Joe in there.
Joe has gotten there, and I'm talking about as of recent. I don't think Joe was always there.
Sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, the JVP that came out yesterday had an interview with Nick Cannon. I don't know if you listened to it.
No, not yet.
Let me tell you, legendary interview. Like probably the number one interview that's gonna happen this year.
Okay.
Like check. That's for y'all two out there listening. Yeah. Like check that out. Fire interview.
And then it depends on how comfortable you are with said interview to even let certain things out the bag. Like you just pointed that out. I'm pretty sure Nick was comfortable with Joe.
Oh yeah,
in that way to discuss what he has going on, and that's the other thing. So it has to be a level of comfort to know that if I give you my truth, you won't spin it against me.
Right. Oh, got you. Okay, that makes perfect.
So I mean, it depends. Like it really depends.
So that I understand what you're saying about taking a specific clip or a sound bite and turning it against, saying the opposite of what it actually means. But see, that's not on the interviewer or the platform. That's on the blogs, because I feel like that happens all the time. Hell, that happened with Joe all the time.
Yeah.
So that's not specific to the platform, and maybe that's just something, and maybe that's a thing within our culture. If you Cardi was on David Letterman. First of all, I didn't know that, but there was no blogs or the shade room or whatever that pulled a specific sound bite and turned that against Cardi. But I feel like that type of thing happens every time one of these superstars goes to our platform. And again, maybe that just comes with the territory, and maybe they see that, and it's like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't.
It does. Well, I mean, a different type of blog, a different type of tabloid exploits what you say on different platforms. The shade rooms go pull from our journalists. You know, they ain't pulling from USA to Today show and shit like that. That's not happening unless it's just so egregious. Like it has to be like you was wilding on Today show. Like, all right, well look this is what happened.
Right.
So, like I said, nuance and balance. Like it's like what like the nuance is on, like, I guess just the lost my point.
Oh damn.
It happens, but I think the nuance is just like on the artist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where do I go and how do I do this? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because
I don't know
my
either.
bias is to say go to the platforms where you are celebrated and championed. You don't have to kick down. And I'm not saying David Letterman doesn't like David Letterman, what, 80? Like he's old. He's old. Like he's an old guy. Like, well, I might be off on the years, but I think that David Letterman has come to appreciate artists and rappers in that way.
Yeah.
We're raised in it, we're bred in it. This is our culture. So anybody from, shout out to Bodine or up to Cardi B, like, you know what I'm saying? We're going to give them that respect because they're due that, because they're in our culture.
Facts. Yeah, I agree. Since we're here, a few months ago or whatever, Meg Thee Stallion did an interview with Gayle King.
Okay.
And a lot of the Noris and the individuals in that space, and it might have been Nori specifically asking why couldn't she do that same
thing here?
Yeah,
well,
the same type of interview here.
That's a
stat question.
It's a fair point. It's that question because it's big. Yeah. But I see what you did there. But no, seriously. Like you said, there's a lot of nuance when it comes to these debates. Like Gayle King has always been the person that you kind of go to when it's like tragedy in that way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like you go to her. Like, I'm the victim. I want to tell my story, and I want this to be explained on a broad platform. But if you're Meg Thee Stallion, you can go to Drink Champs and they'll pay attention to the things that you say there. So it's kind of like we don't respect our own platforms in a way.
Okay.
It gets to the BET Award, Grammy shit all the time. Go to the platforms where you're respected and not tolerated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're respected here. You're tolerated there.
That's
Meg may be a Grammy Award winner, but she's celebrated here.
Yeah, not a facts.
So facts. It's like, but you're trying to matriculate into mainstream culture. That's part of it. That's how you become $1 billion whoever, right?
Right.
You don't get $1 billion. I mean, you can off the backs of black people, but you can't, but if you're talking about an artist, you have to break into mainstream culture to get to those plateaus. You know
that's an interesting point, and I think it makes perfect sense. But I think on the other side of that, right? Think about this whole Meg Tory Lanez situation has been going on for what, 2 or so years now?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Think about, and I guess I'm just pulling this off of what I've seen people, the discourse between people that I've seen on Twitter or social media, right? From the beginning of this whole situation, there has been a certain section of individuals that didn't believe Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
And I think as the years progress, that section of people has grown. And of course, those people are in our community, right? And these outlets, the Nories and, everybody that's in that outlet group are the people that we cater to. So I think possibly from Meg's perspective, it would not have made sense for her to do an interview about that with the Nories, the Joes, or whoever else, because it would have been heavily, heavily scrutinized from people that don't believe her.
Oh, well, I don't know. Well,
and again, this is just me speculating. I don't know if this is true clearly, but this is just speculation.
Obviously that's a team thing. Like, that's what her people feel. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it meant, we don't know. Like you said, speculation. I don't know if I wholeheartedly agree with that sentiment. I just feel that wherever you go, you're going to be scrutinized for the things that you say. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if people are going to pay attention, they're going to pay attention. Like, I think that if Meg went to a mainstream platform, her fan base or the people that dislike her are still going to watch it over there. Like, I don't think it really matters the platform. That's me.
You think so?
Nah.
Well, no. The Meg fans, yes.
Yeah.
They're going to go wherever.
Even the naysayers, when they see that she has said something, and let's just say it's a soundbite or a quote, they're still going to like, all right, well, let me tap in. Let me at least see what's going on. Like, people hate watch.
No, that's right.
People hate watch.
That's
like,
true.
You can hate Meg Thee Stallion's guts and still watch what she's doing or saying. Like, I don't think the platform necessarily matters in that way.
Okay.
Because some people are going to be loyal to the brand, or some people are going to be loyal to the platform. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really matter. Now, if it's a perfect marriage of platform and brand, that's cool. But I think that people are going to follow their artists no matter the platform that they're on.
I got what you're saying.
Or hate the artists that they watch on the platform that they're on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that makes sense, especially with, like, fans of Meg are going to follow her wherever. A fan of an individual, a fan is going to follow. It doesn't matter. But I think go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think the total scope of the audience is just going to change. So again, the fans are going to go, whether it's Nori or Gail. Fans are going.
Yeah.
But the scope of the reach is different depending on where you go.
Well, and this is the other thing too. A lot of hip hop journalists have, like, our POV has changed on what journalism is when it comes to hip hop, right? Like, that's why the OGs, like, I'm pretty sure Angie Martinez wants an interview with Meg Thee Stallion or vice versa. That can happen.
Oh, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Or Sway. You know what I'm saying? Because they are OGs. Big Boy. Like, those are OGs to us, right? But when it comes to, like, the former rappers getting into it, they may not have that nuance to pull it out. You might have the homeboy type of effect because we did the same job. But Nori is essentially a rapper turned journalist. So sometimes that can work for you and that can work against you. Right. And some people don't want to talk to just journalists because they're not in the field with me, so I don't feel as comfortable. So it's, like I said, nuance.
Yeah. It's always multiple angles that you can attack, whatever kind of situation. So it's levels. It's always levels.
Exactly. And then Nori just became I think a reputable interviewer to me just in the past few months. I never liked him interviewing.
To be honest with you, I'm still not there yet. Like,
he's gotten better, but it's kind of like, how people give us shit for not knowing. They let it ride on Drink Champs, and that's fine because it's a big, broader platform. Nori is a big personality, so you might overlook the obvious flaws when it comes to his interviewing style. I always
it's covered up by the drinking. If you're in a setting with whoever, people you just met and you drinking, you gonna.
Well, you can tell where the money's being pumped into these platforms. You got 85 South getting a lot of interviews, right? Drink Champs, like $1 million worth of game. Like, oh, they're putting the money behind these shows.
But see, those shows you just named are all part of major networks.
Exactly.
So yeah, that man.
So it's just like it's a level in who Drink Champs can get, even though you've gotten hip-hop A-list, like you gotten Alicia Keys, you had Pharrell, you had Kanye, you've had people on there. It's just that, okay, you just couldn't get one?
And again, that's probably Meg's and Cardi's team that's just like, that's probably not a good look. So
you never know, man.
Never know. That's crazy.
Hey man, I want to get into this blurred bag, man. Let's switch the cloth.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Well, we got a few trailers to discuss, but actually this weekend, I believe.
The 8th, probably next Wednesday this week.
Wednesday. Oh, that's
for MsMarvel.
Today the 5th. Yeah, right. Okay. So
yes,
this Wednesday, I'm glad you set that up. MsMarvel is dropping on Disney Plus. Johnny, do you have any expectations, and have they been heightened since you've seen the trailer drop?
I have zero expectations for this.
Okay.
Okay. I think the concept of the show looks great. MsMarvel, the character, I think is going to end up in the Marvels, Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah.
What I'm most interested in seeing how it plays out is her power set. So in the comic books, she's inhuman. So she gets exposed to the Terrigen Mist and gets her powers, which are similar to Mr. Fantastic. Like she can stretch her body out and all that kind of stuff. So those were her powers in the comic books, but they completely changed that in this show. Mm-hmm. So I'm most curious to see how they play that out.
Yeah. I got nothing for this show. Nothing. And I'm gonna tell you the reasons why, right? It's not because this is a new character, right? It just doesn't really appeal to me in that way. Like Moon Knight really sold me a dream with the trailer.
Yeah.
Like it was just it's a new concept. We fighting werewolves, we slapping up demons. Like, okay, I'm with it. Now, did the show live up to that? No, not to me. Not to me. Right, exactly. That's So this just looks like a Spider-Man Homecoming with a young lady with a brown girl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, I'll get to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? This does nothing for this. I have no expectations. I have no hype. I will, like, you see how I segue into this because I had nothing.
That's funny.
Nothing that's for funny. This.
What I will say, this is the second Marvel TV show that's introducing a brand new character that we've never seen.
Yeah.
I think they did an okay job with Moon Knight, with that being the first character they introduced through a TV show.
Ooh.
But I hope they took that as a note to say, all right, let's improve on the things that we didn't do or didn't do well so we can introduce this character better.
Well, hey, this is already in post-production, baby. They chopping this up as we speak. This is coming out in 2 days, 3 days.
3 days, yeah.
So ain't too much that can happen. Whatever happens is about to come out, right? But my thing is, I think why this has to be better than Moon Knight, because we know that she's definitely going to be in the film. We don't know that about Moon Knight yet. We don't know Moon Knight's connection to the MCU yet. We clearly know that she's going to be in Captain Marvel 2.
Mm-hmm. Real.
So you got to do something with that writing and that pacing, because we go get to a point where we know that Marvel's is coming next year or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
No, fact. No, that's real.
Like, it has a direct connection. So
that's so interesting.
That's how I view it with this. So it's kind of like I have no hype for it, but it should be better than Moon Knight.
Should be. The tone of it seems like it's going to be a little bit more fun, like you said, a homecoming, far from home type of feel.
Ant-Man and the Wasp type. Like, it's really that's what.
And I feel like we need that because we haven't really had that type of feeling in Phase 4. Actually, everything's been kind of serious. Like WandaVision was wild. Like, yeah, we haven't had that.
Yeah.
All of the Netflix shows up until now have been like rather serious. Like people dying, like a bunch of like heartache.
You talking about Netflix or Disney Plus?
I'm sorry.
No,
I definitely said Netflix.
That's why
I mean Disney Plus.
That's why I was just making sure.
My fault. Thank you.
No.
Thank you. I definitely meant Disney Plus.
Okay.
But like all the Disney Plus Marvel shows so far has just been really like dark and gloomy. Like,
Now I'm gonna tell you how they really fucked up, right? They had dropped the She-Hulk trailer before they dropped MsMarvel trailer, and She-Hulk doesn't come out till what, late
that's not
this year?
true.
That's not true. It seemed like it was. It was more hype around
Yeah.
the She-Hulk trailer than clearly then.
That's it. Now that
Okay.
now you hitting the nail on the head.
All right, then.
Because I think
stand corrected.
there may have been like 2 or 3 Miss Marvel trailers, but I think they were just released super quiet. But that She-Hulk trailer,
They put like the oomph behind that. I was like, oh,
which
Like-
I think it comes out later on this year.
like you didn't even have to release the trailer this early.
You didn't. No, you really didn't. Especially not before you got a new show about to debut. They said, well, we're just going to drop the episode. See what happens.
See what happens. Like, we're not, you know how it is. Like, you know how we kind of feel about certain episodes. Like, it was okay.
Mm-hmm. You think the whole season going to be like that?
Yeah.
Shit's still going to be better than Loki.
Damn, man. No, you can say it Hawkeye, not Loki.
I mean, listen, Hawkeye is definitely bottom tier.
Man,
So-
what? Not even a debate.
Man, listen.
But no, what's up with this She-Hulk trailer, man? She-Hulk Attorney at Law. How do you feel about that, man?
I'm excited. I'm excited about what I saw out the trailer. We finally get to see Bruce Banner, the Hulk. Like, we finally get to see him interact because all of the movies that he's been in, besides the Incredible Hulk, he's just kind of had like a side character arc.
Yeah.
So being able to see him, because I think he's going to play the role to the She-Hulk where he's mentoring her to like control her powers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So being able to see him is going to be great. I think She-Hulk herself looks great.
Yeah.
The tone of the show seems like it's going to be humor-esque.
Yeah.
So I do like that. So I'm kind of excited for this.
Yeah. Now, I am excited to see this. Like, and I have no, prerequisite for She-Hulk. Like, I don't know anything, but it looks good. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that she's a lawyer and why would she want to be be a Hulk? Like, we gonna figure that out,
right? And that's my thing. Like, why and how does she get the Hulk powers?
Because she actually, it looks like according to the trailer, she actually signs up for this. Like, I want the smoke, so put me in the chamber and Bruce
make it happen.
Bruce, give me the juice and let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Damn it, that's
and and then obviously that's her cousin, so I'm like, hey, that's dope. You know, what I'm
right?
saying? That's
exactly.
dope. And I enjoy the humor, like her going on a date and then picking her date up. Hey, yo, don't threaten me with a good time.
Listen,
I'm just saying, you pick my big ass up. Hey, it's up, like it's up in this stuff.
Ain't no kink shaming around here, baby. It's whatever you like. If you say less. It's a whole section on point. Never mind. But no, She-Hulk the show itself looks dope. Yeah. Now, she is an attorney. So I think the official title of the show is She-Hulk Attorney at Law.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you think we get a Matt Murdock cameo?
We have to because just off the strength that they made it work for Spider-Man. They made it work.
Man, listen.
They made it work where he's in the film like, hey, you got to get some cross-referencing somewhere, cross-promotion, cross-whatever, you call it. I know you're better with it than me. But you got to get him in there, and then especially if Disney Plus is going to start making his own show, why not,
it's already in development too.
In there, you know what I'm saying?
Man. I don't know. I'm definitely excited and looking forward to She-Hulk. I can't necessarily say that about MsMarvel. I'm definitely gonna watch it, but
it's not it's not like I'm gonna be glued to the TV Wednesday waiting for this joint to drop. That's not happening. Like
I catch that bitch on the weekend.
Right. When I got time,
Right.
I'm not making time, man.
That's
and it's
crazy.
kind of like it bleeds into the point, and I think this is a good segue because me and you talked about this ad nauseum, right? OS Game, we appreciate you guys for rocking with us, but we got to talk about this, right? You know how this is phase 4 of the MCU, and then the overall MCU has been great to us.
Yes.
But do you think that like some projects that are so lackluster take away from the overall product? And that's what I think we're gonna get at in our like our main discussion, right? So like the MCU is a large, vast system and conglomerate of movies and TV shows and properties, right? But sometimes some things can be so great. We'll have, let's say, 10 great things out of 24, but we'll hold the 10 up so much that we like, these 24, the other 14, they might be all right or trash. Like,
right.
But the other 10 are so great. So that's not trust me, I'm not the numbers guy, but that's not a good probability. Right?
It's not. No. That's a bad percentage.
That's actually pretty bad.
Unfavorable.
But do lackluster projects in that way take away from something that's a big system or brand? You know what I'm saying? Do you subscribe to that ideology? That's what I'm getting at.
I think it's so. Again, this is also another nuanced conversation, right?
Yeah.
I think
depends on what we're talking about,
exactly.
right?
I think it's determined based on the type of events you have. So we're going to stick to the MCU right now.
Yeah.
So we look at MCU in phases, right? And sagas.
Yeah.
The first 3 phases of the MCU were the Infinity Saga. So I think, personally, I feel like all of that is contained within itself. Yes, we have Phase 4, which is a continuation of the MCU as a whole, but the Infinity Saga itself is its own thing, which was I think, so we had Endgame, but I think Far From Home was a part of the Infinity Saga as well. So Far From Home was the last movie in Phase 3. So with all of so from Far From Home all the way back to Iron Man and Incredible Hulk is its own thing. So I think with Phase 4 being as lackluster as it is so far, even with the Disney Plus shows, I don't think it taints what we had from the Infinity Saga. I don't think it does.
Yeah. Well, I know it still heavily relies on previous content, so I wouldn't compartmentalize it in that way. You know what I'm saying? Because we still get a lot of blip references, a lot of a lot of that keep coming up. Like it's gonna happen.
You're absolutely correct. And again, Phase 4 is a continuation.
Yeah.
But even if we never had Phase 4, the Infinity Saga itself, it's still its own contained thing. I mean, in Phase 4, you got new properties. You do have some of the same properties. Yeah, of course you're gonna have to reference because it is a continuation. Yeah. But I don't think any of that kind of taints, what those first 3 phases were. Now, what I will say, because it seems like Phase 4 is just really not gonna be that great, like the whole phase.
No, we at the point where it's damn near done.
Yeah, exactly. So what I will say, when we start getting into Phase 5, we get Blade. We possibly might get a Avengers movie, like whatever other movies we get in Phase 5. Now, if Phase 5 is also lackluster, then I think we can start having that conversation.
Okay. Like, so basically we ride out this phase, and if this is going to be the bridge or some type of bridge to this like, because when you have like a show, right? Remember how we might have felt, I'm just throwing this out there, like season 4 of Insecure or season 3, we was like, it was okay.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a bridge to something that's going to be better. You know
yes,
what I'm saying?
I love that analogy.
So maybe this is that bridge. Like, and I think I said this about maybe a film. Like, we're probably going to appreciate this a little bit more when they're able to extrapolate it out in another property.
Yep.
So maybe that's what it is. But for right now, you can't. You got to call a spade a spade. It's just right. Like, it's trash. Lackluster, whatever.
I love that analogy because we can look at these phases like seasons. Like Phase 1 is season 1 of the MCU,
I guarantee,
which is crazy.
I guarantee if we got to like Phase 2 of the MCU, like you look back at what those properties were, because you might have Thor the Dark World in there. You might have something that taints something.
Yeah.
All these films are not great, so like we're like.
But the percentage of bad films in the first 3 phases is super low.
Okay.
Super low. Now, can't say that about Phase 4. Can't say that.
Phase 4 got a lot of bad films,
which is
compared to everything.
Which is also crazy thinking about the movies that are in Phase 4.
Yeah.
We only like we talked about. I think it was last episode. So far, I think we only have one really good movie out of Phase 4, and that's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Everything else is just...
It's just aight.
It's aight.
It's aight, which is nuts. And so we got Thor coming out in July. Then we got Black Panther later on this year, I think in November. So, like, we got 2 returning properties. So they got to do something.
Yeah.
They got to do something with those. So we gonna see.
Well, longevity has its cost, right? So I want to talk about let's try sports. Let's just see how that goes, right? Like, longevity has its cost. You cannot play over 15 years in said sport and not have a downfall, right?
Yes.
Like you have your prime, and you plateau there.
Yep.
And then you start to just dip off a little bit. Some people fall off a little bit more quickly than others. Like you can probably pinpoint a tennis player. Let's just use Venus, right?
Let's do it.
Venus prime was immaculate.
Yeah, facts.
But when her sister came, they used to battle each other, and then Venus kind of teetered off, you know, from what I can say. You know, I helicopter in and out of those, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do know that Serena had a longer prime than her. Yes. But that doesn't diminish Venus's greatness, right?
No.
Because she had a fall off and then, like, you know, virtually non-existent when it comes to tennis. You know what I'm saying? In that way.
Right.
I'm talking about in the current space of tennis, Venus Williams doesn't strike fear in the hearts of her competitors.
Nope, she does not.
Okay,
and
all right.
and to be,
I had to make sure I was careful with my words.
Oh no, you spot on. And to be completely honest, neither does Serena.
Okay.
Like today,
well, no, the reason I use Venus is because her fall from grace was a little harsher than her sister's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, and that comes from injuries, and I think she's there's a condition that she has. I can't remember what it's called, but I think that also aided in her not being able to compete, you know, at such a great level that she did in the past as well. So that, you know, that kind of plays a little bit into it, but also with the newer and younger talent coming into the tennis game, like they have a different ferocity to them. Yeah. So as they come in, you know,
you gotta think about it. These girls or guys grew up looking at them. Yes. So if I'm mirroring you as a tennis player, I've probably seen your moves and remixed them and made them better.
Big facts.
So,
big facts.
So with that being said, it's just like, but it's just, I'm thinking of, like, you know how players toward the tail end of their career, they start doing like little stuff, like they lose a step, you know, they can't do what they usually do, but they're still them. Yeah. Does that take away from how you view them in the grand scheme of things?
Not
a lot of people have revisionist history when it comes to things like, oh, LeBron is what, 18, 19 years in the league? Something crazy like nuts, that, right? But with that being said, just because LeBron has missed the playoffs past year or 2 years, does that not make him LeBron James?
No, not at all. Not at all. And again,
but people use that as a talking point. I think that's crazy.
No, it's stupid. It's stupid is what it is because, again, like you just said, LeBron James has been in the league damn near 20 years. Yeah. We're talking about basketball here, people. People's basketball careers don't last 20 years.
Not at a high level.
Not on the average.
You can get 20 years off. But,
I mean, you can, but you're not going to be a starter.
Nope.
You're not going to put up the type of numbers LeBron James still puts up. Yeah. Like, you're not going to go to the amount of finals LeBron James has been to. Yeah. He went to like 10 finals in a row or some shit like that, right?
Well, not in a row, but 10 though.
You sure?
No, it wasn't 10 in a row.
Anyway, it don't matter. He been to hella finals, right?
Yeah, he been to hella finals.
So for him to be able to perform at the level and literally like not dip in almost 20 years of playing basketball, you can never take that away from him. And this is coming from a non-LeBron James basketball fan. It's no way you can take that away from him. Yeah, he may have missed the playoffs one time. All right, so that doesn't negate everything he's done in the past. Yeah. Well, that's nuts.
That happens a lot, man.
That's nuts.
When that's not your guy, you have a tendency to throw out a little bit of salt. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that ain't your man's, that ain't your man's. Like, and I'm not a LeBron guy by that standard, but I acknowledge it. You know, I acknowledge greatness, but I'm not a LeBron fan in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's nuts.
And another point, right? Let's use rappers, right? We're in the age of adult contemporary rap. A lot of our rappers are way past their prime. The ones we grew up on, they drop albums, they're not received in the same way. Like, they might have the same notoriety and brand, you know what I'm saying? Like, we blindly follow it because it's a brand, but the music may not be hidden in that way. They may not rap with the same ferocity in that way. They may not put words together in that way anymore. Or we may not even care about the damn subject matter.
Right.
It's just they don't rap in that way. But does that often take away from their greatness as rappers when they had the world in the palm of their hands? I say no.
I definitely don't think so.
But we have these conversations and we have these debates where we feel like because this rapper has dropped mid, that this often changes everything that they did in the past. You know what I'm saying?
I only think that changes what they've done if they drop mid in the midst of them being great. When you get past the point of your prime and you have a love for music and you just want to keep putting out music. First of all, you've grown as a person. You've grown in the experiences that you've had.
Yeah.
So your content is going to change.
Yeah.
So nothing is not going to stay the same. So and in my brain I'm thinking about T.I., right? T.I. had a hell of a run when T.I. was out. King of the South, all that shit, right? But today T.I.'s life experiences have shaped him into a completely different person than he was when he was out here really killing shit, right? So, and I'm thinking about the last album he put out, Libra, right? Libra was decent. It was a good album, but it's not the T.I. that I knew from the past. But that doesn't tarnish or diminish what his career was when he wanted to rap and he was out here doing his thing in rap. Yeah. Even him doing stand up now. That don't change shit about him rapping.
No, it doesn't.
Stand up trash, but so so what? Like,
it's funny, man, because like we can get into so many people, right? Because like we've grown in hip hop and our rappers have grown and they still are lingering around the game. Like I'll just use Jay, right? Everything after a set amount of years, people like, all right, it's mid, it's like stop rapping. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we're not gonna like push aside when Jay had everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that prime, there's a lot of people that can't really match that prime.
Big facts.
So like what are we talking about? Like, are we changing? Are we having revisionist history because this guy from like his post, like his I guess like, you know, his grown up phase is like not really hitting on that. Like if you're talking about music, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
That's because he too rich for us. That's why.
I guess, man. All them niggas, it's so crazy. All of them rich. Like
That's real.
it's like, but when Jay talk about it, it's like, oh, he's talking too much about it. Like he's talking about paintings and shit. I want to hear about that. Like I
mean, listen, it's a different level. It's introducing people that probably would have never thought about this shit.
That is
it's introducing them to something different. A different way of thinking.
That's very true.
And as you grow and evolve, why would you not want that?
Hey, it happens, right? Like let's use Eminem, right? Eminem, when he came out, nothing like it, right? Phenomenal.
Yep.
Let's say Slim Shady to Encore. That's 9904. Anything after that, we can do this.
Yeah.
We can do this. Yeah. But we're not gonna sit here and say just because. What was the album before Kamikaze? The one with Walking Water with Beyonce.
Oh snap!
Was it Revival or something?
Yes, that
okay.
was it. Yeah.
Now that's a dud. Complete dud. And you know, I'm a Eminem fan. Y'all know that. I just like to give people shit about him, right? But if we're talking about that first 5-year run, oh no, we're not doing that.
Insane.
Like his first 3 albums are crazy, but like I'm just giving him the 5-year run because it still was going around Encore. So. I hate when we get into these debates and we go feel like we go have revisionist history about somebody that was already great. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like, we can talk about music and not aging well and all that other great stuff, but when they had it, and there's nothing you can do about that.
And you know what's crazy? Out of all the discussions we've had about revisionist history, right? It seems as if those types of conversations always come up
when it's not your guy.
It's longevity.
Okay.
So
longevity has its cost.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, but it shouldn't though.
Okay, imagine this, right? I was listening to Tupac the other day, right? And it was like, oh my God, this song aged horribly. It's like my niggas, we the last ones there. I forgot the name of the actual song, but that's part of it. But it's on All Eyes on Me. Okay. When I say I could not make it through, I was like, oh no.
Right, skip.
Right, big skip, right? But I was just like, okay, if Tupac had more chances to, well, he did, technically the posthumous albums, but if he was actually alive, quote unquote, to make better music or to refine his sound and evolve with the times, maybe we would have looked at Tupac in a different light because he still would have been outside making music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Tupac is, you know, heralded as one of the GOAT rappers, right? But in a sense, it's just like, his life was cut short. So he's bigger than the genre. He's bigger than the culture.
Right.
He's just trying to transcend in that way. Like Biggie. Like I feel like if Biggie kept making music, we would look at him differently.
Agreed.
Like
but I mean that comes with longevity.
That comes with longevity, right? So it's like you hate to say that rappers should just die and then we'll appreciate the music that they started.
I know that's wild to say, but that's what happened.
That's what happens.
That's what happens because every time a well-known celebrity, artist, actor, musician, every time one of these individuals pass, it's all kind of tribute concerts. Yeah. The funeral lasts a week. You got so many performers. Like that's when these individuals are truly. Well, it seems like that's when these individuals are truly appreciated, and never when they're here.
Yeah, because all of our God tier GOATs, whoever you want to point at, from pop music over to rap, they have their moments, especially you're talking about a longevity type of artist, that you look at a period in their life or their career, you was like, yo, they was a little bit wild. Because you can look at Mike wildin', Whitney wildin'. You can probably look at little Stevie Wonder like wildin'. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Like, and these are our GOAT God tier type of artists, right?
Yes.
So imagine when it comes to rappers, like we go give them shit. We give it.
Nah, that's real. That's so real. I mean, listen, when you rich, you gonna have your wild phase.
Yeah.
Let me get rich today. Let me tell you something.
I'm at today.
Let me tell you something.
Donkey, man.
Let me tell you something. Man, what? Anyway.
But it happens, right? And then let's just try to sneak this in there for our people that watch battle rap, right? For the people that have been around since like the Smack DVD era or the inception of the URL era or grind time, however you want to phase that thing, right? They had to go through peaks and valleys because they've been around so long. They had to go through changes of how battle rappers presented. They went from 60-second rounds to 3-minute rounds.
3-minute rounds.
In front of everybody, big crowd, 2,000, 3,000 people in a battle rap crowd. Like, that's crazy.
Yep.
So, the sport of battle rap has evolved, and I think it's become more and more commercialized. I mean, you've had those conversations. But when you talk about, like, let's use our guy, Averb, right?
First person I thought about, too.
Averb undoubtedly is a Mount Rushmore candidate, or if not etched in stone of battle rap.
Right.
Leader of the Midwest movement, not because he's from St. Louis, he really was the first one, and he was loud and boisterous, and he went over, and he like, fuck y'all New York niggas. That was his mentality, even to this day, right?
Yep.
But Averb went through a period of being like the number one hot dude. And then all of a sudden, it became more and more evident like he was doing it for the money and not the love or just to show that I'm the best one. And then, you have lackluster performance after lackluster performance. But how many times can you reinvent the wheel, and you've been battle rapping on camera since 2008?
Perfect question. Perfect question. And I think for the Averbs, for the Luxes, for the Mooks,
Hollow the Don,
Hollow the Don,
all of them look funny in the light too.
The ones, oh man, what the way I feel like they've been able to transition for the different eras is to create different personas, and I don't think that has worked for them. It may have only worked one time, maybe for Lux, and that's when he battled Calico. Yeah. But outside of that, like creating these different personas, because you have to find some way to keep yourself relevant. You got to find a way to keep yourself like active. And
I'm with you on that. And the only way to do that is not to battle the people that you came in with. You got to go see those younger guys. Now, that's one thing I tip my hat to Verb on. He goes to see those younger guys. Now, does he win? No, but
nope.
He don't necessarily die, but it's just like you definitely didn't win, like
at all, at all.
It's like one of those, right? So it's like you go battle the young guys, and this is a young man's game, just like it's a young man's sport or young woman's sport in any platform, right?
That's right.
It's only so long you can do it, at a high level.
Yeah, that's true. And
battle rap is so lucrative right now. People often still come outside when they should. Like, you shouldn't. Like, don't battle him or her. Like, they're going to punch your head. They're going to do you dirty with these words. But still,
so true.
Now it's time to the point. Does this diminish legacy?
See, I think in battle rap, I feel like it's kind of different because I feel like if you go too long in it, like, okay, I'm gonna use Averb as an example. One of my favorite battle rappers. We seen Averb battle in person. Like one of my favorites. His legacy is dope as hell, right? But it's hard. It's so hard to watch him battle now because of the types of antics that he's pulling now. Yeah. And I feel like right now his career is still cemented. Yeah. But I feel like if he continues on this path, if he continues, the percentage of prime and non-prime is going to almost become equal. And then if he continues, it's going to get lopsided.
Prime and non-prime. I love it.
It's like at some point you either gotta bow out gracefully or you have to be super selective on who you battle. Looks don't come outside unless it's a super huge battle. And I feel like Averb was getting to that point. He made it to that point where he should have been on that same thing.
He should have. And this is the thing, and it kind of leans into we can't want for you what you don't want for yourself.
Yep.
Like
Also
you can
true.
talk all that, like I'm this, I'm that, but certain people shouldn't have that access to you. Now, for granted, Mook still his spot is solidified. You know why? Because Mook don't come outside for everybody.
Same
And
with
no
Mook.
matter, but this is the thing: Mook loses battles.
Fact. No,
Mook don't even be close.
he lost the verb.
He lost the. My point exactly. So, or then when you do get on another stage, you stink it up so bad.
Yep.
But he's still Mook.
Yeah.
And he's still going to command the attention, the respect, and the money.
Yep. Think about Beyonce. Beyonce don't come outside for shit unless it's a big bag involved. Unless she put music out, unless she doing a concert, festival, or something. Outside of that, she don't come out. So when Beyonce peeks her head out, everybody go nuts.
Well,
it should be the same thing.
People should want for themselves what we want for them. They don't want for themselves. It's like we finna get all over the place. But I hope I end on this point, right? Like you said, Beyonce don't peek out for everybody, but Chris Brown does, right? Chris Brown has the talent to be Beyonce-esque if that was the choice or the route that he wanted to go. But any little nigga in the music industry can get a Chris Brown feature.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you
like
know.
Chris Brown. The reason why Chris Brown got so many hits because he does hooks.
Yeah. Well, no.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He has hook. Like, I mean, we can talk about his solo joints. Like, okay, those are over there. But if you just talking about like, he ain't got no album out, even though he put out 50-song albums. He ain't got no album out, and he just constantly does a song with Young Blue or some whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can call Chris and get a hook done. That's not hard.
Yeah.
So you may not look at Chris Brown as being the A-list superstar that he actually is because he doesn't move in that way.
Got you. No.
So
I agree.
Things like that. Sometimes it's how you move. It's how we view you and your legacy. So that's kind of like how that gets to this too.
That's crazy. Damn, that was fun.
Oh man,
that was dope.
We here, man.
Yeah, man.
OS Gang, we appreciate you for rocking with us. Make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe on all your major DSPs. Man, let us know what you think about any of the topics that we discussed. We love to hear from you.
Definitely, man. Definitely hit up the comment section on YouTube. Hit us up on social media.
Yes, sir.
But if you are on audio, you know what time it is, baby.
Song of the week. Song of the week. Song of the week. I had to do that.
No, hey, that's fine. That's okay.
We don't have no drops, so.
Right. All right, so Mano.
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.